Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about if you're slow and training for Run Disney, this is for you.
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
I will make a quick little note. I cannot believe this is episode 200. I started this podcast 2 years ago, January, February of 2024, and I have hit 200 episodes. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for emailing me, DMing me, writing a review, saying that you like this podcast. That gives me so much joy and so much life. It's why I keep doing this, because you love it. Thank you. So for the 200th episode, I am dedicating this to you, the slow, back of the pack, not really a runner kind of runner. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. You belong here, okay? And I know it doesn't always feel like it, because so much in the world of running, you just see so much of fast, fast, fast. Pace matters. In my world, pace, besides having to maintain a specific pace to cross the finish line ahead of the balloon ladies, pace is one of the last things on my mind. When I am talking with somebody in DMs, when I am working with a client in Stronger, Faster, Finisher, when I'm working with a client one-on-one, the questions are, did you have fun and how do you feel? Then we may go into pace, but those are the first questions. Did you have fun? You may have noticed in any email, in any DM, I don't say good luck on race weekend. I say have so much fun, because that's what it should be. To me, that's what it should be. It's about fun. We aren't here to win any of these races. We are here because we like Disney, we want the shiny medal, and we want to prove that we can do hard things. Right? We belong in this space. It's one of the reasons I love Run Disney so much, is that the majority of the community is so welcoming of all paces. Now, of course, there are always going to be few and far between, a select few where they're, negative Nancy's. I ignore them. But I love that we can finish a marathon in 7.5, 8 hours. We don't have to finish it in 4.5 or 5 hours. We definitely don't have to finish it in under 3 hours. So this is for you. If you consider yourself a slow, back of the pack runner, maybe you feel like you are so slow that you have ever thought, I am so in over my head. I do not belong here. Why did I sign up for this? Look at all of these people doing X, Y, and Z. I could never. That pace? Oh my God, never in my wildest dreams. Or maybe you don't tell family and friends that you're training for the race because you don't want to hear, if I was going that slow, I wouldn't even bother. Or that's not running. That's like a walking pace. Or you're not a runner and you're taking a real runner's spot. These are actual things runners in this community have told me about what their local community is like. They don't share these things with their partners, their spouse, their friend, their family, other people they work with, because they don't want to hear that. I've had a client who have said that they did hear that from a colleague. She mentioned how her pace was for her half marathon, or what she anticipated her race pace being for her half marathon. And the colleague, who was a runner, literally said, if I was going that slow, I wouldn't even bother. Well, thank goodness that runner came to the Stronger, Faster, Finisher call that day, because we let her know how much she was killing it. She had gone from 22-minute per mile pace to, I think it was like a 15-minute per mile pace in a short amount of time. Now, of course, we were just talking pace is not the biggest thing, but to her in this moment, it was. Because her colleague who is a runner, was just bashing her. Forward is a pace. Your pace gets you closer to the finish line than anybody who's sitting on the couch. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's hard. It's really hard. But you belong. You can do hard things. And if pace is important to you, watch your own pace. Watch it year after year or month after month. Don't watch it day after day. That is too close of a timeline. Month after month, every couple of months, watch it progress if pace is important to you. I also invite you to look at other things. What non-pace victories? It's a new term that we've coined in the group. Thank you, Trisha. Non-pace victories are you having? Are you less tired during the day? Are you able to run farther? Are you able to keep up with your kids in activities that they're doing? Have you run a new distance, something that you've never done before? Have you gotten more active? Have you come off or reduced some medications because of this new lifestyle that you lead? Did you have the chance to get a character stop or a castle photo for the first time? Did you have fun? Did you not quite feel like you were gonna die during one of these runs, right? Like sometimes that's a victory in and of itself. Oh, when I used to run 5 miles, I used to feel like I was gonna die at the end. I just ran 5 miles, no problem. Not necessarily because the pace was any faster, but because just overall it was easier. Did you get your first reverse PR? Which if you're new here, that's my favorite thing to do on a long run, where you go slow on your long run and it's the slowest you've ever gone on a long run. That's the kind of thing I celebrate, a reverse PR. So if you have ever felt like, oh, I'm slow, I don't belong here, maybe you start in the last corral every time. Maybe you've Googled what pace do the balloon ladies sweep at, or you've done the balloon lady math of how much of a buffer you have. You wonder if everyone around you is judging you for your size, your pace, not looking like a runner. Maybe you think real runners don't look like me. I'm not a real runner. I'm not an athlete. This is for you. You do belong here. There is no one look to what a runner should look like. Now, I get it. Feeling this way, it's no fun feeling this way. And it makes training challenging. It makes training consistently challenging because, you know, the naysayers are seeing you train and they're like, well, why is she even doing it? She's not a runner. She's walking or she's walking, right? It doesn't count if walking is involved. It counts. You can do 30-30. You can do 15-30. Heck, you could do 15 and then walk for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It counts. You're still running. You're still a runner. Run culture just glorifies speed, right? And Instagram, social media is the highlight reel. Like the people who are supposedly fast, even if they're not the elites, you know, they're not the Des Lindens, they're not the people winning Boston Marathon, they're not winning the marathon at the Olympics, but they are faster and they're like the running influencers on Instagram or TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I'm on Instagram. And they glorify it. You know, I follow this one woman and I follow her because it fascinates me that she runs in such cold weather. It really did attract me watching her Instagram reels where she has ice crystals on her eyelashes. That's like the only thing I want to see on her feed. And she's a running coach and she talks about nutrition and what she's wearing and she has links to her different outfits and she clearly makes money from her Instagram reels and things like that and posting links. And she's also a running coach. All I want to see is a picture of her eyelashes as icicles because I could never. I could never. I don't even run outside if it's colder than like 65 degrees. I live in Las Vegas, so that's not happening very often. I do have a treadmill in my garage. We will see how that goes. It used to be in the house, so nice and toasty during the winter. We will see how training on the treadmill goes with the cold weather and the hot weather. We'll see how the garage feels in July as well. But I could never run in the temperatures that she runs in. So it's fascinating to me. But if I'm a slow runner, which I am, I do my half marathon in 3+ hours, and that's a good clip for me. Some people will have questioned me and they're like, oh, well, you're probably getting like 20 character stops. I'm like, I'm getting one. I'm getting one. I'm in, D, E corrals. I am back there. I'm not in G, but that's okay. I think sometimes runDisney just like throws the numbers in the air and they're like, everybody who lands over here gets C bib and everybody who lands over here gets G bib. Sometimes I think that's how it happens. Anyway, watching this lady's Instagram reels and her long run, she's like, oh, I did an easy long run today and it's an 8-minute per mile pace. And on the inside, I'm like, well, that's lovely. I very proud of her. Good job. But I'm not going to then go look to see what kind of training she is doing, like what kind of workout she just did for her long run. I'm not looking at that because an 8-minute per mile pace for me is my hard pace. Like that is the one that I can hold for a minute and then I'm dying for 10 minutes. That's not in the wheelhouse for me to go and run 12 miles at that pace. And so I don't want to see what she's doing for training. Maybe if I was closer to getting an 8-minute per mile pace, I would look at that. But when we see all of that only on Instagram and TikTok and the training plans that are out there, if that's all we see, of course that's going to be what we think should be happening and what we should be doing and the paces we should be running. And that's not the case. Forward is a pace. Forward is progress. And if you're running a 3-hour half marathon, a 3.5-hour half marathon, a 4-hour half marathon, you still ran the same 13.1 miles that 8-minute per mile person ran. And if you're running a 5-hour marathon, a 6-hour marathon, a 7 or an 8-hour marathon, you're still running the same 26.2 miles that the person running a sub 3-hour marathon ran. And you are just as worthy being there. You're not taking up anybody's spot. You got that spot. You registered for it. Whether you registered through a charity or you registered directly on runDisney, you registered for it and you deserve that spot. You're getting the most of your registration fees. All that time out there on that course, right? Social media shows us all of the glory, shows us all of the front of the pack. And runDisney attracts runners who are new, who are beginner, and who it's not their whole life, right? Like we like Disney, we like shiny medals, and we also need to maintain a healthy lifestyle because that's what our doctors say, and that's what our family says, and that's what we know, right? And so why not combine these two things, running and improving our exercise and getting to go to Disney, and then let's go ahead and get that shiny medal. And so, that's already a different atmosphere than Boston, Berlin, Sydney, all of those different majors running races. And sometimes it can feel like we don't have the training advice to go along with that because what we see on Instagram is like this lady who's doing an 8-minute per mile pace trying to get a sub 3-hour marathon, which she did. Now she's trying to even go faster. But it's like, that's unrealistic to me. That's not going to happen to me. I also don't want to do that thing, right? Like that sounds miserable to me to try and run it in sub 3 hours. No, give me the 6 hours. Let me enjoy my time. Let me take my walk breaks. I like this. That sounds wonderful to me. It doesn't mean I'm any less capable. It doesn't mean you're any less capable. Forward is progress. forward is a pace. You are still passing everybody on the couch. And slow doesn't mean that you failed. I've had runners say this to me. Well, slow means that I'm no good and I failed at running. I shouldn't be doing this. You get to go your pace. Do what feels comfortable. Remember when I was talking earlier about how some of the first questions I ask are, did you have fun and how do you feel? This should be fun. Disney is fun. Let's make the running aspect at Disney fun. Let's enjoy ourselves, make it so it doesn't feel miserable, and let's enjoy running through Disney parks and getting our character stops and getting a photo in front of the castle and showing off our shiny medals afterward as we walk through the park. It is so fun to walk through the park. Now, I don't like the pull, the tug of the medal hanging at my neck, so I don't wear it while I'm walking around, but pulling it out to go and take photos throughout Disney and having all the cast members congratulate me on the race. Like what an energy boost. It's so fun. And so let's do something that fits our needs and our schedule, so to speak. Right? Like mentioning this lady who is doing sub 3-hour marathon running, and I only like to watch her Instagram reels to see how many icicles are on her eyelashes. She talks about how she has to do 2-a-days multiple days a week, and she has all of these miles she has to run to get to this sub 3-hour marathon. That's great that she can do that. Both of her kids are school age, so they're in school from, 7 to 3:30, right? She works from home and she owns her own business. So she has the luxury of being able to do all of these different workouts. She can go for a 2-hour run in the morning and a 1-hour run in the evening and make that work for her schedule. But somebody who works odd hours or just works full time and has a life and has a commute, maybe you can't do that. And that's okay because you're still doing the thing. You're still doing hard things and you're making it work within your life and your schedule. I talk about life getting lifey all the time, right? Like sometimes you just can't get 5 days of running in. Well, my training plan doesn't have 5 days of running. It has some cross training days. It has some speed workout days. It has some long runs. It has 2 rest days most weeks. If you're doing dopey, occasionally it's 1 rest day, but it's 3 rest days at least in a 2-week cycle. And if you miss a day, so be it. So be it. It's not the end of the world. We don't need to hit these magical numbers of this many miles running to make it mean that we can go ahead and run a marathon. Your needs are different than some of these elites who may be getting paid to do these things. Right? We need to remember that as well. Slow runners are not failed fast runners. You belong here. You deserve to be here. You did not take somebody else's spot. Please remember this. If you are a slow back of the pack runner who have felt that you don't belong here, you're too slow to be considered a real runner. Maybe you don't have what others may consider a runner's body, a runner's pace for sure. And you see different comments on Instagram saying that whatever pace you're going must be walking. It's not really running. You do deserve to be here. You are in the exact right place. You have found a community of other slow back of the pack runners. Run Disney. We're not the Olympics, right? We're here. Most of us are here because we like Disney and we want the shiny medal. We want another excuse to go to Disney a couple of times a year. These races are filled with people who started because they saw somebody wearing the medal in the park. These events have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger because there are more and more people like you doing these races. They just opened up more spaces for the 5K for years to come because of how popular these races are, right? And the majority in this community are doing it for the fun of it, doing it to go to Disney, doing it to get the shiny medals, doing it to prove that they can do hard things because you can do hard things. You are doing the hard things. Running can be so much fun. Run Disney is so much fun. Let's let it be fun and keep the magic alive. Please take what you've learned in this episode and use it to adjust your strategy for your Run Disney race training. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right balance so you can finish strong, not broken. And if you want personalized guidance specific to your race, your injury history, your running background, and your goals, that's exactly what we do inside Stronger, Faster, Finisher. You'll get step-by-step instructions and a proven system to help you train smarter from start to finish. Join the waitlist today to be the first to know when it opens next. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.